Hey, hi,
Hello, everyone.
hi,
Hello,
Reagan, hi, Linda, hi,
Hey.
everybody out there in virtual land. Here we are again, Saturday night at whatever time zone you're in. Look at your clock. I'm Steve. That's Linda, and that's Reagan, and Great Pyrenees of Rescue of Missouri, all about the dogs show. So, boy, we got a big show. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited.
I'm excited
Next
too.
2 weeks, boy.
Mhm.
So
yes.
it we well, I'll tell you, it's just very exciting, and uh, we're going to open right up with Reagan. We're not going to get your intro, Reagan. So
Okay.
I'm going to intro for you, everybody.
So you're in. That's,
Reagan
that's
Pointer.
my.
So what's going on in the news, Reagan?
What is going on in the news? Uh, we had a very busy week, didn't we, Linda?
Yes, we did.
We had a couple of adoptions. We brought a couple of new dogs in. I want to thank our foster applications, sending those applications in so we could rescue some dogs. Um, Steve, do you have those photos?
Who do you want first?
Um, let's bring Roscoe.
Oh, him?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Yes.
you what, that's a one good looking dog. I got to meet him virtually, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. He was scheduled to euthanasia at a Kansas shelter. And at the last moment, we had a good foster application looking for male to join female to join their family.
Yeah. And if it weren't for that foster, where would he be right now?
Exactly.
Not with us.
Exactly.
He would not
Not
be
with
with
us.
us. That's correct.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't know how to stress this. That, man, go there and just apply. Okay, just apply. I mean, if you don't qualify, it's no big deal. It isn't. At least you tried. Okay, and so now, wow, that is really cool that Roscoe got a foster.
Yeah. Post update.
You're cutting out a little bit there. You're cutting in and out a little bit, Reagan.
Am I?
Yeah. I think
Well,
if that's your background noise, it's canceling your microphone on you. Okay.
it's not.
Let's keep going. And if too much can't be heard, we will relay it for you. How's that?
All right. So our next rescued is Marley.
Oh, wow. Marley. Well, you know what? I think, isn't that Marley?
That is Marley at her new.
She's got an amazing foster, doesn't she?
She has an
She
excellent foster. Yes.
He's
He's
a
a retired veterinarian.
Yes. And that's his big male who's having a great thing with Marley.
And just
And
so
also,
everybody, Marley's been to the groomer this morning, right?
yes, she came into us very matted and very dirty. And they had to trim a lot of her mats and trim her coat short because she just added to brush out.
And that is, yeah, that's correct.
But
and her,
it'll grow.
and their coat doesn't do their job when they're matted like that, because
Right.
that's air conditioning in the summer and it's heating in the winter, but it's got to be properly groomed.
That's right.
And
Absolutely.
yeah. Who do we have next?
Well, on our previous, we talked about Max, whose
Yes.
owner has cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a family apply for him, and they are actually meeting him tomorrow.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
do you have his video, Steve?
I've got his video. I thought I brought some pictures up of him, didn't I?
No, I don't see any.
Okay, well, let's play the little video we made for him then. Okay, there he is. That's a good looking dog.
He really is.
I'm not crying this time, Steve.
You're not?
It got me the last
Yeah.
time.
It did. Next week
Yeah.
we'll get you.
No, I'm just happy that he
Yeah.
found someone.
Now his meet and greet, but that's no guarantee he's getting a home, right?
No.
No, so he's seeing the family, and we'll set up a second meeting where he can their dog, their current parenting. So
Okay. Cool. Now, don't we have some good news on another dog that? Wow, he's just good. He might be here tonight, huh?
so we have this maybe an Anatolian Shepherd.
You want me to play his video? I did upload it. All right,
Let's do that.
everybody, and you're supposed to be able to, towards the end of the show. He's going to be here. Okay, so. That's a good looking dog.
He is a beautiful boy.
Yes, he is.
I believe he's Anatolian Shepherd,
Yeah.
especially because of his weight.
Mhm.
They were under
Yes.
the impression he was mixed with a shepherd or something, right? Shepherds don't typically get to 120 pounds. That's a big dog. So,
Yeah. He's a big
So-
boy. And I'm heart.
yeah, the only thing he doesn't like is cats. So him and I
Right.
get along just fine. Yeah.
Well, I don't blame him there. I'm not that fond of cats either.
Yeah. We got to remember we have Linda right here. She might listen to us. All right.
I know.
Now the good news is, what's the good news?
Well, the good news is we think Archie has a rescue.
Yeah. So for
Yeah.
everybody streaming or everybody watching on the GPRescue.org page, that's where he could be going.
Yes, we
Yeah.
think he's going to Colorado.
He's going to be Rocky Mountain High.
Mhm.
And Judith and the gang over there are going to take very good care of him. So,
Yes, they are.
and we're excited. That just started coming about today, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. I love it. So that was some good news. Now, you're not done yet. I know that.
I'm not done. We have one more boy to talk about tonight who is in urgent need of foster. And no longer fencing, so getting out of the way. That's
Wrong dog.
there he is. He's getting out on the highway and could be hit by a car. So
Yeah. You want me to play his video too?
let's play it.
Let's play it. Everybody, meet Hank. So anybody out there that thinks that you can get up here without a fence, talk to those folks. I just love that.
I went to. He's a year old and loves everybody. He is a sweet. Loves dogs, cats, cows, kids. He loves everybody he meets.
Yep. That's why the video said if you happen to have a cow, you're good. So and Hank, he's extremely urgent. They apparently live right by a real busy highway. And and he, I don't know if he's opening doors. I don't know what's happening, but he keeps going out in that busy highway. And this boy is very, very urgent. And he really is. It's just like the video said. It's not a matter of if he's going to get hit. He's going to get hit. Okay. So, but
yeah,
we need a foster. We can't do this without.
And Julie's asking about goats. I don't know. He hasn't been around, and he is an indoor dog who likes to be outside. Most parents do like to be outside.
Yep. But they also like to have fences too, right?
Yes, they do.
And from what I understand is when he was before they moved, they had to move, and he had a fence, and he never escaped it. So there's a plus.
Right.
He doesn't seem to be an escape artist. He's just out there having fun because he's only 18 months old. Okay.
Yes.
So that's fencing. That's why we're so firm on this. And Hank's a perfect example of it. So, wow.
Absolutely.
Man, you had a lot of, you've been saving this up, haven't you?
A lot of dogs.
And these aren't the only ones. There's still more on the waiting list, aren't there?
There are more. There are about 10 more on the waiting list, and we get renters every day.
Yeah. So
requests every day.
Yeah. If you don't live in our area, still foster somewhere, because this is nationwide. This isn't just Missouri. This is all over the country. Shelters, rescues. It's just happening. Where does Hank live?
He is in South Central Missouri.
Okay. Is there any kind of transport available that can be set up?
Yes, we can. We have volunteers that enjoy transporting and helping out, and set that up.
There you go. All right. Now, can we talk about the dog Linda wants to talk about?
General Lee.
Yeah. Bring Linda on up.
General Lee.
General Lee. General Lee is a dog that was abandoned on a property along with 2 other dogs and some chickens. Someone comes by and feeds them once a week. And I found out earlier tonight that a neighbor had come by and gave the dogs away to someone. So my Arkansas rescue ladies are trying to convince them that rescue is the best place, especially for our Pyrenees. So we're working on that. They moved to Florida and left the animals behind.
He's not in good shape.
No, he's
No.
not. He's. I mean, you could look at him and see he's very urgent.
Yes. It
Mhm.
looks like he's got long legs too.
Yeah, he looks. I mean, I don't know if it's the angle or what, but he looks to be a really big boy.
Yeah. Wow.
So
And
I can
this
keep
has been-
everybody. I'll keep everybody updated on that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that we can convince them that rescue is the best place for him.
And it wasn't just him they left behind, right?
No, him and 2 other dogs
And it looks like some chickens too.
and chickens. Yes. Mhm.
Well, and if we get him in here, if you ask how he does with chickens, well, there's no food and they're still alive. So
Yeah.
we can probably process elimination on that. So what do you think? Do we move on to Buddy and Snowflake?
Let's
Well,
get
I
moving.
wanted to mention one more thing. Our
I'm sorry. Okay.
our fundraiser is almost finished. We've had a hoodie fundraiser. There they are. We actually surpassed our goal of 50 hoodies sold. So thank you everyone who purchased a hoodie. Every purchase helps a Pyrenees in need. There are a few hours left. If you haven't gotten your hoodie, now's the time.
And also, if you've been wanting to make a donation, this gets you something in return. And they also have a spot there that you can, you wanted to make more, you could make the donation right there when you buy your hoodie. That's what my wife
right.
got.
They are
My wife.
super soft. They are so soft.
They are.
Not
And
to
it's
mention
got-
that great logo.
And it's got that great logo. That is my favorite logo.
Yeah, mine
So,
too.
All right. This is the one my wife bought right there.
Hmm.
So,
Nice choice.
all right. And now this ends
Yes.
what? Tomorrow sometime, right?
It ends tonight.
It ends tonight.
Tonight.
Mhm.
So get out there and get them ordered before you miss out. All right.
Yes.
And don't we have something up and coming? Don't we have another fundraiser coming up somewhere?
We are going to have
Hats. Yes.
yes, caps.
Yes.
We're getting hats.
Look for
And,
those soon.
I will. Okay. Wow, Reagan. That was a lot of news.
There's a lot of news.
Yeah. We don't do the news every week. All right. Because that doesn't not everything happens every week. So we save it up and let Reagan have a good night. So thank you, Reagan. Was that it? Are you done?
That's it for tonight.
All right. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Reagan.
much. I really
All right.
thank you. So now, wowzer, we get to. I'm gonna jump right into the video and we'll bring our guest up during the video, and you're just going to see him then. So here we go. Wow. Oh, we got extra people here. Hi, Glenn.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Everybody,
Hey,
that's Glenn,
Hey.
and this is Kat. You
Hi,
guys might
Kat.
remember Kat from earlier. So, wow, this is a big story. And when all of this was taking place, I wasn't a part of this rescue. Okay, and but I knew about Odin. How do you not know about Odin? Okay, he was
Yeah.
on Steve Harvey show, everything. But
Yes.
wowzer. So, who wants to start?
Oh, just ask some questions, Steve. I'm
Okay,
sure we'll.
Reagan. Usually Reagan handles the dogs coming in, and well, it's a village. Okay, there's not one person here that does this.
No.
Everybody in here has something to do. It's a village,
Yes.
and our
Yes.
village sometimes, when needed, it can extend all the way across country.
Yes.
So these were kind of, wow, the video said that this almost didn't happen. I mean, they were hard because we didn't have a place for them. They were active, working livestock guardian dogs. And then the owner told you that, well, Buddy might be a little aggressive. So what are we going to do with guardian dogs that we do companions and then one that's aggressive to start with? Boy, I'll tell you what, that'll make most rescues step back and say, whoa. But
Yeah.
Reagan didn't do that. And this isn't most rescues, which is why I'm here. So what did you do, Reagan?
Well, the information from the owner was not very clear. I just didn't feel like I was getting an accurate picture of the dogs. She mentioned that she had people coming out to feed them. Well, she had doctor's appointments for an upcoming surgery, and they were scared of the dogs because they barked at them when they came onto the property.
Okay, so the way I understand this, these are known working dogs with livestock, and somebody came there without the owner there, and the dogs barked.
Yes.
How dare them?
Right?
Yeah. So go on.
So, and then the other thing she mentioned about Buddy was she had some a smaller breed puppy. I can't remember the breed that she was holding in her lap while she was on her mobility scooter, and Buddy growled at the puppy. So,
Wow.
mhm.
So she's got these two working dogs, and she's got puppies there too. What did she have? I mean, you're allowed to have puppies. I mean, I get that, but I was just curious on if you knew about was she surrendering the puppies too?
No, not trying to find them homes.
Okay.
I think maybe he was trying to protect her because she had that disability. He was protecting the puppy, is my guess.
Okay. Wow. I actually have a picture, I think, of one of the two with the puppy, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's Snow. Yep, Snowflake.
And is now, Glenn, is that, or one of you, is that Snowflake or is that Buddy?
That's Snowflake.
That's Snowflake. Okay. Because Buddy has got the markings on his face. Darker, right? Okay.
Snowflake's head is wider, a bigger head.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I get a cute little puppy, but that's not a Pyrenees.
No.
I guess I got to ask. You hadn't, there was no room. The rescue was full. But yet they came in to rescue.
So, Glenn, initially, can you go evaluate these dogs because we're not getting a clear picture of their personality and their temperament.
So
Glenn
Glenn,
did.
And Glenn, what happened when you went over there?
The first time I showed up, the owner was not home. Had given me access, said it was okay to come into the property. I walked up, the llamas and alpacas were just roaming free area on the property, and I slowly walked up the driveway and I spotted Snowflake lying alongside the driveway. When she spotted me, I was probably 20, 30 feet away, and she came to attention, and she watched me, and you could tell she was evaluating, and she gave out some barks, and it was basically she was trying to let me know she was protecting the herd. She was in charge of the herd. She wasn't looking at being aggressive. She wasn't looking at coming at me. She was just signaling me that she was doing her job. And once she started signaling, then Buddy came from the back side of the property to be her backup and see what she was barking at, make sure everything was okay. Not once did they ever try and come at me or come up close to me. They just were conscious about what I was doing. I, watched my movements. I made sure I didn't make any type of movements that they were going to interpret that I was going to harm their herd. And they just started slowly, it took a little while, settling down. Shortly after, and the next time I visited, the owner was there. And, second time I started meeting the dogs, it was, you saw in the pictures, night and day. Once I took my approach in and I got in close to them, it was like we were long companions. They were content and happy with what I was doing there, and they were very calm with me handling them. Rubs, the belly rubs, and they wanted to just be close. That is showing a picture. That is, they had a pen area that was built onto the building. There you go. They could come and go from there when they wanted. She would leave the gate open so they could guard, but when I was coming to do the pickup, she had them shut up in the pen area so that they'd be confined.
We can't hear you, Steve.
I was muted. My dog was barking.
Okay.
So, but now that this picture here, this is the pen that was attached to the building.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. But you still didn't have a spot for them, all right? Because I know how you do things, but yet I see a spot for them. What'd you do?
Reagan talked to the owner, and the owner, in trying to help the dogs, was willing to give the panels to the rescue to use as their pen. Problem we had is that their pen was three-sided and it was attached to the building, and I don't think she was probably too keen on me taking the building with me to make the fourth side of my pen.
Oh, come on.
I was willing. It was a nice building, but no, she wanted it to stay on the farm. So ended up having to come up with some panels on my property that I had under other functions. I had a couple of friends that donated a couple of leftover panels. And as a rescue, we came together and we were able to make up a full four-sided pen for them.
So you had a construction area for them?
Yes. Yeah. When I was picking them up, I had nothing but just the open space on the farm. I didn't have any open areas for them to be contained.
Wow.
So I had to go, when I went to pick them up, I had to shut them up in the building, disassemble the pen, put it on the back of my truck, then load them into the truck, drive them to my property, and then assemble everything and have them have a place to go.
Looks like they fit in your truck, though.
It was a one-seat pickup truck, and one of them rode halfway on my lap. Yes.
This seems like an awful lot of work. Somewhere along the line, these dogs, you guys figured they were extremely urgent. That was a lot of work.
Well, I mean, when Ken and I agreed to take these two dogs, Steve, we had to remember that these were two livestock guardian dogs. We don't do livestock guardian dogs.
Right.
We're a companion rescue. We also had to remember that one of them had shown some reactivity.
Yep.
Hate the word aggression.
I know.
So when we took them, it's much easier to say yes than it is no, especially when it comes to, our breed. So when we took them in, we contemplated that we might always have Buddy and Snowflake. And I know that Glenn knew that, Ken and I knew that, but there's just something special about the two dogs. And they needed rescue. So
yeah,
that's why. So there was a lot behind Buddy and Snowflake, not just what people see now, they're in Northern California and they're doing great. And there was so much backstory with these dogs, so many people involved.
Yeah. And this is part one of their story.
This is just part one. Yes.
You had them for about 5-6 months, didn't you, Glenn?
Oh yes, every bit of that.
How were they?
It took them a couple of days to adjust, not to having a herd to protect, but then they just basically keyed in, and apparently I became the herd that they were protecting. Because every time I took them out for a walk, and I walked the dogs across my property. I've got near 150 acres, and I don't limit. If the dog wants to walk, we walk. Well, every time we went for a walk, it was like they were a pair of bookends on me. One was against my right hip and one was against my left hip, and they guided me where I was supposed to go. They take me out the field. We get so far. It got to one point where we were out in the field, and all of a sudden, Buddy cut straight in front of me and cut off my route of walking. And I start looking, and I'm looking, and I look way out the field, and it's like, there was a deer crossing. I wasn't too concerned. It was a deer. It's okay, Buddy. I'm petting him. He was not leaving my side, and Snowflake was coming up closer and closer, and she actually started walking up between my legs to get a closer look. And that's when I spotted, probably about 75 yards off the tall grass, there was a coyote coming through that was following the deer. And that's what they zoomed in on. So from that point on, it's like, I could go anywhere. I knew the dogs had my back. I had their back. And we were a match set. It was, going to be a great group down there.
It's amazing how this breed knew that.
Yeah. They picked right up on it.
And you had no idea until a little bit later.
Yep. Until it broke the grass that I could see. I had no idea. They apparently picked up the sound of the scent of it, and they knew what they were, and they weren't letting me go near it any closer.
The Great Pyrenees has extraordinary hearing.
Yes, they do.
They don't have very good noses, but they got extraordinary ears.
They can hear a butterfly 5 counties away.
Yeah. Mine can hear a leaf drop 6 blocks away.
Yep.
But he can't hear me call him to dinner. Then now, so here we are 5 or 6 months later, and we're hearing on the news about this hero dog out in California.
That's where I come in.
And he stayed behind in the fire and somehow survived this, okay? Because that fire took everything else out. Everything.
Yep.
All right. So, and we don't know how he survived it, but we know they did survive it, him and the goats, right?
And the deer.
Yeah. And then
there was 4 fawns, 3 or 4 fawns, I believe.
Right. Yep. Then we start hearing earlier this year that Odin passed away.
Yes.
Then Kat decided that, wow, it caught her attention big time, didn't it?
Yes. I was a friend of Roland's. It started when the fire started. There's a problem with when you're in the middle of a crisis area, the cell towers don't work well. But when you do relay, so I was in Missouri and my friends in California would relay to me what was going on, and I would help set up rescue for animals in Northern California. And that's when I met Roland. They were trying to get their dogs back the day after the fires started, and they had to leave Odin with the goats. And so we became friends. And I kept in contact with them. And then I heard that Odin had passed away. And I contacted Linda and I said, "Hey, Linda, do we happen to have any livestock guardian dogs? He's looking for puppies." And Linda goes, "Well, puppies is going to take him a while to train these dogs. And we have 2 already trained dogs." So I contacted Roland and I said, "Okay, you were looking for puppies because you wanted to lessen the burden on Tessa that was left over when Odin died." And Roland let me know that, yeah, he would be interested in 2 adult dogs that were already trained. And that's when I contacted Linda, and Linda said, "Yeah, we're ready to let these dogs go to Odin." She had followed Odin also, so she knew the kind of people that Odin, that the Roland was, and that they would, their sanctuary would allow these dogs to flourish. Go ahead, Linda.
Before, I just want to make us, when Odin was still alive, he made his rounds. I saw him on the Steve Harvey show.
Yeah.
Okay. He was on the news. All right. A local channel or local Sacramento ABC station, right?
Yes.
Okay. This was a popular boy, and now he's gone.
Yes. In fact, one of my friends that I had contacted afterwards, Madison, who had done all of the stories on Odin, was also part of our availability to help fundraise with her new story on Buddy and Snowflake.
Awesome. Wow. So now the gears are in motion, but we've got a problem. It's 1,800 miles the wrong direction.
It is 1,800 miles the wrong direction.
How did you overcome that?
We first explored different options on how to get Buddy and Snowflake there. And we first started with multiple transports. And we figured it was going to take like 25 legs to get them there. And that's just too much stress on dogs that aren't people, pet friendly. They're working dogs, and that would have been too much stress.
Yeah, we don't want our dogs to eat the transporters.
No. And so then we tried flying, but the problem is at the time of the year that we were going over the Rockies wasn't an option for most of them because the planes that do these transports are too small to handle the turbulence during that time of the year. So then we decided that Glenn was our best option because these dogs knew Glenn and were bonded to Glenn. And when they got to their new destination and had to learn their new surroundings, Glenn would be the best person to help them reacclimate to the surroundings.
Wow. So then, now that takes money to drive all the way out there because you can't drive straight through. And so now there's fundraising, huh?
Yes. Well, the fundraising mostly came in because Glenn is an intricate part of this rescue, and Glenn has several dogs that he fosters for Great Pyrenees Rescue. And if he was to leave and take these dogs on a journey, then we would have to board these dogs.
Right.
And we just determined that it was going to take at least $200 a day in boarding fees for us to transport these dogs to California.
Oh, boy. And plus, Glenn lives in the middle of nowhere. You still got to get him to boarding.
Right.
So, man, it just never stopped. This not been an easy task anywhere, has it?
No.
Wow. Except Glenn didn't get eaten by a coyote.
And Glenn had also just taken in 5 parvo puppies.
Oh, is that when they
Oh.
came? Ah, true.
Yes.
Yeah, wow.
6.
6
Six
parvo
parvo
puppies. That's right.
puppies,
I
yeah.
only had 5 of them because one of them was still in the doctor's care.
Yeah. Well, don't worry about it, Cat. I thought they were only in the rescue 5 months, and Reagan told me it's been 6 months, and I still wrote 5 months. So, wow. So, how long did it take to put everything together to where Glenn actually got in the car and left?
Actually, it was pretty quick. It was less than 2-3 weeks, I think. How
Yeah.
long was it, Linda?
It was a little over 3 weeks, Kat, because when we first started interviewing Roland, just because, you know, he had Odin and was on Steve Harvey, it didn't matter to me. I still had to interview him myself.
Yes.
And I'll just be honest, and Roland will tell you, I didn't make it easy for him. You know, I questioned him. I'm an FBI interrogator.
You've never made it easy on anyone.
No, I didn't make it easy on him. I just needed to know that, you know, my dogs were going that far. They needed to be safe. You know, and Glenn transporting them and staying with them for a couple of days was the only thing that made me feel comfortable.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, and we had so much going on at the time. Stu, we had dogs, we had to board, we had parvo babies. You know, we were trying to fundraise, and just so everyone knows too that our rescue donated those dogs. We did not charge Roland and his family.
That was my next question.
Yes.
Yep.
We paid for the whole entire thing and we donated them. So
And
Tessa
why?
can have
Why?
someone.
What made you feel that need to donate them? Because of everything that they lost? They lost their entire house.
They lost a lot. Yes, they lost a lot. You know what made me really, really why? Is because I wanted Tessa to have someone out there with her.
Tessa was not doing well without Odin, was she?
She was not. She was grieving. She was hurting. She was tired. You know, she was exhausted. And if I could give her something to lift that weight off of her, then I was going to do that.
Yep. Wow. So, wow, about 3 weeks to get. Yep, Susan, thank you. So about 3 weeks of putting it together, and then it took Glenn. You guys still had to move. There's a lot of dogs at Glenn's, and you had to move them into boarding. What did that take? A day or 2 days?
That was a miracle on Glenn's part.
Yeah.
So now Glenn gets all those. I don't know if he drove them all or not, but you know, that's a lot of trips and a lot of time. And now he's got to go 1,800 miles after doing all this.
Yes. And he lost his driving partner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I heard about that. You were going to have somebody to go with you, and that fell through.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
She fell ill. What was it, the day before, Glenn?
I think the day before the trip was supposed to take off, right?
Yeah. So he had to do it himself. Mm-hmm.
And wow, you did it. You
I
didn't
did it.
even think about, I don't know if I can do this or not. You just look at Buddy and Snowflake and says, get in.
We need to go from here to there. We'll get it one way or another. You know?
Wow. Okay.
You know?
So I guess we may as well go into that part, don't you think, Reagan? We're prepared.
We are.
All right. We put together a little. We're good at videos, all right, and they're fun. So we put together a little compilation of Glenn's first leg, okay? Because you had a destination you were going to that first part of the trip. Is that correct?
Correct.
And that was in Nevada, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The first night was Kansas, wasn't it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first night he stayed in Kansas.
Okay. I wasn't here.
Yeah.
So somewhere along the line, somehow, some way, there was a room donated.
Yes. We tried to figure out how long it would take Glenn to get where he was going to go. And then we contacted the hotels in the area and we got them to donate rooms.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ain't that something? And I believe that is touched on in the video. So we're going to play this video. It's less than 2 minutes, so don't go to sleep. Not that one. I just played it. That was a toe tapper. Wow, the accommodations were great for Buddy and Snowflake.
I was quite content.
Well, I hear that it was very comfy beds and a cozy floor.
Yeah, Glenn was on the floor. He sent me that picture. I had to laugh. I'm like, oh, that's just like Glenn. Wait till he quickly tells you about where he slept when he got to Roland's.
Yeah, well, that'll be next week. Glenn will be back next week. We can't divulge everything tonight. This is just the first part. We the videos were done in 3 parts. Coming into rescue, and then the first leg, and then next week, that's a long video and it's not even done yet. So there's input from everybody on that video. I wasn't there. They were. So
and some
everybody's working on the video. So and we like doing that. They're fun. If you don't like it, and by the way, if you want the video, they're all going to be on YouTube and you'll be able to download them from there if you want them. And if you share the show, you'll always have them too. So share the show, get it out there, everybody. Now next week we're going to have we're working on a guest list that's going to be pretty cool, right?
Yes.
We've already got one guest set up, and Glenn actually met them, and he does it. Oh, you know who we're bringing on? I'll tell you. We're bringing on Chris, or we're bringing on Mary and Chris. Mm-hmm. They donated the motel room. Yeah, you see, yeah, the donors, I mean, they're a donor. They made everything possible. And then all of the volunteers made everything happen. And
can I interrupt for just a second? Yeah. Because I really wanted to say that it really is a village, that there was so many people who shared our story and shared the donations that we needed and let everybody know that we needed those donations. And those people who gave the $5 and those people who shared are the ones that helped us make this journey happen.
It doesn't matter how much you donate.
No.
Not at all. Because we're not here to judge anybody, right?
Right.
Oh, I judge Glenn all the time. He knows that, though.
No problem.
Yeah. So, and Kat is absolutely right. It's a village, and there's a lot of people involved in this, and
There's a
I'm
lot of people involved in everyday rescue, Steve.
That's
There's no I in rescue.
nope.
There's
No.
only us and we.
And people that know me always know when I say something, I always say, we did this, we did
That's
that.
right.
Okay?
Yes.
And without everyone helping and cooperating, it doesn't take place. It takes everyone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And including funds. So that's why the sweatshirts, the hoodie fundraisers are going on. That's why the hat fundraiser is going on. I'm getting me a hat. Because we got to have funds to go with it. So,
Mhm.
and the rescue supplies dog food. So now there's dog food. And this is all over and above the preventatives, the dog food, everything that's every day for the rescue. So, wow, there was a lot of good stuff that happened with Buddy and Snowflake. And if it weren't for Odin, none of this would even be here. They did somebody, do I remember him being called Odin, a hero dog, on one of the news reports or something?
Yes.
Yes, actually, I have a T-shirt that says, "If you want to be a hero, become a hero," and it was a picture of Odin.
Awesome. Wow, that's pretty cool. So, and that's it for tonight on that one. We got some bad news, or actually Reagan's news. Yeah, you got to report this news that you just told me, Reagan.
Uh, yeah, so Archie is going to be on, but they are stuck at a family function and he's not going to be able to be on tonight. But
We tried.
we tried. But we have his photos and videos, so we can
And
play that.
it wasn't a requirement that because he looks like he's going to be going transferred to another rescue, but they wanted to see him live. All right. I get that. But that's all right. They'll be able to see him soon enough. And Reagan, and that's something that Reagan's working hard on also, is Archie. We've been working hard on Max, Archie, and Marley, and Roscoe was an emergency. All right.
Yes, Buzz.
They gave the rescue no time, nothing. He was, man, that was sad, For those of you that don't know, Linda, what was going on with Roscoe? Why was he in the shelter?
Roscoe was in the shelter because he was outside. The neighbor was doing lawn work and the fence fell over on top of him. And when they went to lift the fence with the machinery still running, he bit them on the finger. So, avoid being sued, the family had to surrender him to the shelter.
Yep. Now, I want to know something. We have a requirement for secure fencing, right? That fencing doesn't sound like it was very secure.
No.
I don't know the scenario. I didn't see any of it, but their fence fell on their dog. So check your fences, everybody. We don't want that to happen. And I guess it's definitely possible. I mean, anything can happen. Heavy rains can lose it. Anyway, I don't want to go into that. So, wow. But Roscoe, his life got saved because a foster stepped up. Okay.
Yes.
And I got to meet Roscoe too. That's a good dog.
Mm-hmm.
That he is absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
We just, for the heck of it, we did a DNA photo DNA thingy for dog scanner app. And what were the breeds that they said he was? I never heard of them.
Me neither.
And I don't know what they do. I don't know if they're guardian breeds or pugs or whatever they are, but that is a beautiful dog. And he is as big as a Great Dane. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But he is in that home. He is just shows great restraint, and it shows no want at all to hurt anything or anybody.
No.
All right.
Part.
So when he bit that person on the finger, that was, think about it. There's a fence on this dog, so he is trapped. He's trapped, and they don't try to think their way through it. They panic. All right. So he probably doesn't even know he even made contact with the person. So secure fencing is you always walk your fence and check it out. Check fences during windstorms. That's a very good idea, Nancy. Although we don't typically get winds like you do. She lives in a wind tunnel, just so you know. But boy, next week, Glenn, are you gonna come back and continue your story? I want to know what Linda's talking about where you slept out there. Okay, so next week I'll be here next week because I want to know that. And
it's a story, that's for sure.
yeah, their story was too big to not be told. They've been there 6 months now, and you know who else our guest is going to be? Buddy and Snowflake. Buddy and Snowflake are going to be here. Tessa hopefully will be here. She might be out guarding. Buddy could be out. We don't know. But Roland and Ariel are going to be on, aren't they?
Yes.
And
at least Roland that I know of.
Yeah.
Not sure about Ariel. She's a student, so.
Yeah. And we did add a destination to our stream. We are streaming. There's a page. What's that page called, Kat?
Ode to Odin, Betty and Holly's journey. I mean,
there you go.
Betty and Snowflake's journey.
So if you can figure out what she just said, go out and find that, like the page, and you can watch the show from there. But Roland's going to be on, and we should have Buddy and Snowflakes somewhere along the line. So you're going to get to meet them actually, and if you can't be here, the video's there. You can watch the rerun, and that's going to be exciting. I can't wait to meet them, but that's me. All right, so I think we can wrap it up for the night. Kat, Glenn, thank you so much for coming on, and the story's fixing to get even more exciting, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I heard rumors that they kept asking you, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" And well, at least they weren't saying, "Well, I got to pee." Oh, wait a minute! I heard one of them did.
Yeah.
All right, Glenn. Everybody, the whole village, all of the volunteers with Great Pyrenees Rescue of Missouri, thank you. And it doesn't matter that you weren't part of that. You're part of it, okay? And this particular rescue is more of a family than it is anything else, isn't it? Linda makes us feel like family. So anyway, thank you, Nancy. And I'm sorry you didn't get to meet your boy. Nancy is where we're trying to get Archie to. So she was her and Judith were excited to be able to see him, and but the circumstances did not work out. Susan, thank you for coming on thank you for joining us and tuning in, and like I said, I'll put the videos that you've seen up on YouTube. The one for next week's not complete yet, and we're not going to put it on YouTube until after we get to show it first, at least. Isn't that fair? And by the way, anybody notice the new background? St. Clair, Missouri is where Great Pyrenees Rescue of Missouri is headquartered. All right. It says, how I know that, it says that on the picture. All right. And it's getting very close to being complete. And we're getting very close to more exciting stuff going to happen, just not yet. Okay. And you guys are going to be blown away with our next major news. So, all right. Okay. Anybody want to add anything before we head out?
Nope. Just don't forget you still have a couple hours left to get your hoodies.
Yep.
So you can look on the All About Dogs page. I have it on my private page. It's shared all over. It's not hard to find. If you can't find it, just message me and I'll send you the link.
I shared it on my page.
Mm-hmm.
I got one like. That's one more than I normally get.
You need more friends, Steve.
So, well, probably maybe I need to actually put something on Facebook one of these days. You know.
Yeah.
So anyway, everybody, thanks for joining us, and we're going to see you next week, and we're going to have Buddy and Snowflake here. We're going to reunite Glenn with Buddy and Snowflake. So here we go, live from headquarters. I'm on location. I tell people that's my white truck there, just so you know. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.